Om Shri Sairam. Sairam everyone. And my humble pranams to Swami. And thank you all for giving me this opportunity. And thanks for Swami also and my parents, without whom I won't be able to stand here and talk today about Swami. So I'll start with how Swami has entered into our family. I think when my father was, 5 years old, and my father's sister had a polio leg, because of which my dad's friend, he gave Swami's picture to my father. He's my dad's friend and also he's my dad's teacher. So he gave Swami's picture to my grandfather and asked to visit Puttaparthi or pray to Swami to get the cure for my dad's sister. I think that's where we started our journey with Swami. And Swami's photo came into our altar, and my grandfather and parents, they started praying to Swami. I think when my father came to know that Swami came to Hyderabad, my grandfather took my father and his sister to Hyderabad, but he could not get a chance to talk to Swami, but he had Pada Namaskar, my grandfather. And then we came back. And then again, the life went on. I think when my dad was, but they were they were praying to Swami in the altar, and they were in Swami's service. They moved to a place called Nagar Karnool, and there my dad started getting into Swami's activities and Swami's Samiti in Nagar Karnool. And Swami also visited our place in 1978. Swami came and installed a Shirdi Sai statue there. So I think in 1970, when my dad was 22 years old, at the age of 14 itself, my dad started taking family's responsibilities. And he had two brothers and two sisters, and whole family was dependent on him. And he became overburdened, and because of more family responsibilities, he was afraid of it. And I think at the age of 20 or 22, my dad left home without informing my grandfather, and he went to Puttaparthi to see Swami. And then he came to know that Swami was in Bangalore, and then he went to Bangalore. And there every day my dad used to go for Swami's darshan. And my dad used to tell me that only Thursdays there used to be some 80 people for darshan. All other days there used to be some 30-40 people. But even with the 30-40 people, Swami never used to come to my dad. If Swami is coming to somebody every day, my dad used to go and sit there beside them, but that day Swami never used to come there. So, and this led my father to great sorrow, and when he was out of darshan, he used to go read Swami's books, read Swami's literature, cry for Swami, and my dad said that he used to sometimes beat with a stone his head. And I think almost 45 days or 50 days later, Swami came to my father and asked to take Pada Namaskar. And my dad was very happy to have Swami's Pada Namaskar that day. But again, he did not want to go back. Now he wanted interview of Swami. And he again waited there for a lot of days in Bangalore. And then when he came to that Swami was going back to Puttaparthi, so he also went to Puttaparthi. And again waited there for interview. And then after a long wait, one day Swami came near my dad and said, Asha, okay, Pada. I said, you have a lot of desires, go for the interview. And then my dad went to the interview room. In the interview, my dad, I think not everyone knows how the interview room is, right? So Swami was standing on one side and my dad was standing on the other side. And my dad was trying to explain all the problems and family problems that he has. And Swami was like a mother. He was wiping the tears and rubbing his back. And he was consoling. And he said, you go back to your home, నేను నీ ఇంట వెంట చెంట ఉండి చూసుకుంటా, నువ్వేం బాధపడద్దు. So I'll be with you always and I'll take care of you and your family. Don't worry about it. You go back bravely. That's what Swami told my dad. And then again, and also my dad told about his sister, polio leg. And Swami said, okay, when you come back, bring her also. And then my dad went back. But again, once he went back, he was in all the family problems, but he was never able to get back his sister again to Swami. It did not happen. So, after going back, I think even my dad's sister, once she got married, the one who the polio leg, her in-laws were not into Swami's family, but they also slowly turned into Swami's family, and like my Atta's husband, he is also very much devoted to Swami's seva actually. And the life went on, and but there were two instances where I have seen my dad, where Swami's presence with my dad. One was when I was maybe some second grade or third grade. I think some money lender for my dad. Okay, I think he came to take the money, and he was kind of angry. He was not in control. My dad was trying to explain that he can give the money back, but that person was not ready to hear anymore. After a lot of argument, so he just put the hand in my dad's pocket and pulled, and the money fell down, and my dad later told me that it was actually empty, and the money that fell down was exactly the money that he wanted. So that person took the money and went back. There was one instance where I saw Swami's presence saving my dad. And the other time was when I was in, I think, 9th grade. My dad got elephant leg, so the swollen leg. He tried almost 2 years to get that cured, but he was not able to cure. He tried the Natu like the tree medicine and many other things. It did not happen. I think after 10th grade, I went to Puttaparthi to write the entrance exam for 11th grade. So after my 11th grade exam, I did not get the seat. So then my dad said, I think we went for darshan, and my dad got the first line. We got the first line to sit. And my dad told me, see, I'm going to ask about my leg problem, and you are supposed to ask about your seat in the school, Swami's college. I agreed. We both sat with the plan. Then Swami came. As he was approaching us, he turned towards the other side. He did not come to us. He went to the other side and he was going away. And my dad shouted, screamed, Swami, my leg pain, please take care of me. I cannot take care of my family with this leg. He was shouting for Swami. And then again Swami took back and he came. He came directly and he stood right before my dad. And Swami's feet was underneath my dad's legs actually. He was touching almost. And then he was collecting the letters from other people. He did not speak anything. He was collecting the letters. And I took the Pada Namaskar, but I totally forgot about asking them. I was seeing Swami, I was taking the Pada Namaskar, that's all. And then Swami left. After Swami left, my dad realized and said, did you ask Swami? I said, no, I totally forgot. I said, and then I think the same day, my dad, we left for our native place. But after darshan, my dad met different people, and before getting into the bus, after getting into the bus, he observed that the speed of walking has slightly increased compared to the same day or the previous day. And then I think in 3-4 months, it totally got reduced. So it was again Swami's blessing that he got cured. Likewise, Swami helped our family. Without a physical presence, he was always there for us, like as he promised my dad. Inta venta jenta undi chuskuntam. He was always taking care. Till now, he has still been taking care of us. And even my dad wanted me to always study in Swami's school. So he tried for me in Ooty, Muddanahalli, and Swami's Puttaparthi after 10th, after 12th, after degree. Every time he tried, but it never happened. But I as Anna was introducing, I studied in one of Swami's school run by Swami's devotee, and the owner was also so good. We used to call him grandfather and grandmother. So both of them were very much devoted. They wanted to give the school to Swami. So they ran the schedule same as Parthi, and I was lucky to study in that school. because of which I was always I was able to be near to Swami always. And whenever my dad comes to the hostel, he used to tell me one thing for sure. నాలుక మీద ఎప్పుడు నామస్మరణ ఉండాలి, స్వామి నామస్మరణ. He used to tell me, you always have namasmarana on your tongue. Never forget that. And whenever he sends a letter also to me, those days letters, right? So he used to send letters to me. It is always mentioned, Swami namasmarana. I will never forget that. And I think all these things kept me always near to Swami. And of course His grace, otherwise I cannot be near to Him. And Swami has shown some miracles in my life also. My first IT job, like in 2004, I completed my MSc in 2003. And you know that in India we have a fresher period of 1 year. Within 1 year you are supposed to get a job, otherwise it is difficult again to get a job, right? So as soon as my MSc was done, I got into a lecturer job. But my mother was interested in me to get into IT job like everyone else. So I too was trying for IT job, like giving my resume wherever possible, and I was trying, but I was not even getting an interview call. I think it was only 3 months to complete my fresher period. I still did not get into IT job. And then I came to know my very close friends, 3-4 friends who got into IT job. Okay, so then I started thinking, okay, and that night I was thinking about it, how come I did not get the job? And I was so much worried, and I started crying to Swami. I mean, I was in Hyderabad that time as a bachelor. My parents used to live in a different town. So I was alone in the room and I was crying to Swami. And in that, I decided, okay, I'll write a letter to Swami. I took a paper and started writing the letter. And as I was writing, I was crying, like telling to mother. I was telling all the names of my friends. This fellow got, this fellow got, this fellow. I did not get this, Swami. Why did I not get it? So I did not even get an interview call. Why? What is the mistake I did? I was writing the letter the way I speak to my mother. So closely I was writing. I think later I felt that all this would matter, like how we speak to Swami. And the next day, coincidentally, it was a Thursday, I posted the letter to Swami, to Puttaparthi. It was Thursday, I posted the letter. Friday evening, I got an email from my friend saying there is a fresher recruitment drive in Bombay. So immediately I sent my resume on Friday, and again on Saturday I got the reply saying that you can come for the walk-in drive in Bombay. It was only like 1 week time, like the next Saturday was the exam. So now again, I think this is again Swami's test, I think. I was never out of Andhra Pradesh until my education. So I never knew about any state except that I went to Kodaikanal once for Swami's darshan, again Bangalore on Swami's darshan. But I was never out of Andhra Pradesh. So I was kind of afraid of going to Bombay. I did not have the train experience also until then. I never traveled train also. So, and one of my relative, my mama, is of my age, so he was very close and he was telling me, see, when you go to Bombay, be very careful. So, there will be people who cheat, okay, don't go to anyone who calls you. So he was telling all those things, okay, I heard all those sincerely. And I did not venture to buy a train ticket because I was afraid of train. I did not know about it. So I took a bus ticket, and generally my father always used to accompany me everywhere, wherever I go. But unfortunately that day he said he has some work and he cannot accompany me to Bombay. So I said okay, and the other important thing was because it is Bombay, I did not want to go. So I put a chit before Swami. Swami, you decide whether I have to go to Bombay or not. And I got the chit saying go to Bombay. Okay, then I bought the bus ticket. The next day I came to know that on the same day as the test in Mumbai, the same day there is Tech Mahindra conducting an exam in Hyderabad. Okay. So then I thought, why to venture out to go to Bombay and waste money? If I don't get the job, it is a waste of money. And again, I am afraid to go there. So why don't I just try the job in Hyderabad, I was thinking. Again I put before Swami. Swami again said, okay, go to Bombay. Okay. Then I decided I'd go to Bombay, and I got into the bus. At that time, my Hindi was also very bad. I could understand but not speak well. Then after getting into the bus, a person came and sat beside me. He was tall, lean, white dress, Muslim. And he came and sat, and I myself first introduced to him. And then because I have the need, right? So I first introduced to him. And then I came to know that he came for a repair. He's a mechanic. He came for a repair from Bombay to Hyderabad. I don't know what is that repair, but he came for repair. And then I started slowly conveying him in Hindi, and he understood that, okay, I don't know much Hindi. And then he understood I don't know much of Bombay. Then I told him that I'm going for an exam. And he tried to explain me how to go there, where to get down, and all these things he was explaining. But I did not know anything what he was explaining. It was a 14-hour journey. The 14-hour journey became very close. And he told me to get down at a particular stop. But when he was getting down, the bus will stop at multiple points, right? The place where he was getting down, he asked me also to get down there. You can come with me, he said. Then for a second I thought whether I have to go or not, because my friend, my mama, he told not to go anywhere, right? So I was thinking, then I said, okay, I'll come with you, and I went with him. So he was such a good person. He took me to his home, apartment. He just took only 10 minutes to have a tea. And then immediately he said, we'll find out your exam centers. So he took me on the bike to show the place where the exam is. And then he brought me to a lodge nearby his home, very near to his home. He put me there. Then the still best thing is, he took a white paper, he wrote his phone number, he put a kind of map on the white paper. He said, this is the lodge, this is my house, this is the bus stop, this is where you need to go, this is the bus number. He has given all the details to me. And he guided me so well. And then again, he brought me back to his home because I need to take my luggage. So he brought me back to his home, and he and his family, and then he said, see, now you go and book an auto and go to the lodge. Otherwise you will never know. I cannot guide you always. So I went down the apartment, and until I got into the auto, he and his whole family were standing in the apartment balcony, and they were watching me. And then I went back, and then ultimately I got the job. But when I look back at this, it is nothing but Swami, because my dad was not there that day. He was like my dad, taking care of each and every step for me, because I did not know anything in Bombay. And without him, I wouldn't have been able to do that. Without Swami, definitely I wouldn't have been able to do that. It was definitely Swami who helped me to get that job, first job. So there was one experience, and then even before my marriage also, when me and my parents and my family were going to my in-laws' place to finalize the marriage, I was thinking to myself, I was kind of nervous, and I was thinking in my mind, Swami, when we go there, I want you to be present there, Swami. When we discuss, I want you to be there always. And actually my in-laws, they were not into Swami's fold. So they are not side devotees. But I had this prayer to Swami that I want you to be there. And surprisingly, when I went inside the home, in the main hall I saw Swami's picture. I was surprised, and I thanked Swami in me. And then again, I told Swami that I want you to be available when everyone discusses about these marriage things, right? So there was another room where they were discussing all the marriage formalities and all. Even Swami's picture was there also. I was very happy. I mean, like every step, Swami is indirectly guiding us. He's showing his presence always. And again, after one more incident was when I came to US. I think in 2013 we came, and I think I was working for PwC, and I was doing the contracting, like every week travel. So 2016 it happened that I had to work in Hawaii. So the whole year, every month I used to go once and stay there for 10 days and come back. And so 1 month I have taken my family, Rupa and Sai Pravaksha. So one day on the weekend we went to the beach. It was almost like a life situation that Swami saved me that day. So we went to the beach, and from the beach at a certain distance there is a wall. So basically that wall is to mean that we should not go beyond the wall because the water force is very high over the other side. So I was, Sai Praksha was only 5 years old that time. So she had a little tube around her and I was swimming up to certain distance near the wall and I was coming back. And I could see some kids, bigger kids standing on the wall and jumping with the waves back to this side, to the shore side. And Sai Praksha also was interested just to go with me up to there. I thought, okay, I can take her up to certain distance and take her back. So I was holding her by one hand and I was swimming and taking her. After going certain distance, I realized that the water is too deeper. Then I saw that on the other side, the water is shallow. It is not so deep. And kids were standing there. So I thought, okay, I can take her there. And I was having her in one hand and I was walking backwards. The mistake was I was walking backwards and I was watching her in the front and I was walking backwards. I almost reached the wall, but what I did not observe was there were two walls there actually. And between the two walls there is a wide gap. And in that wide gap the water is going out with a very big force. And I entered that gap without noticing that there is a gap there. And it pulled me to the other side and before I understood I was the other side. I didn't understand what is pushing me or what is pulling me. Because water pulled me so hard, me and Sai Praksha went to the other side. And for the first time in life I was afraid to see the vastness of the water. I mean I was never afraid because from childhood I had been swimming, so I never had that fear. But that day was the first day and even now I still, when I think of that, I get shivering in me. It was so vast and Rupa was on the other side. And I was thinking, it was only like 3-4 minutes. But 3-4 minutes, it created so much havoc in my mind. I was thinking that, okay, today I'm going to die. I mean, Rupa, Sai Praksha might go some way, that way, or I might go this way because the water was so forced. The thing was, I was 10 feet away from the wall now. And the water was so cold, I was trying to shout out for help and I could not ask for help. There were two people I could see standing on the wall, but I was trying, but I could not speak out. And I was not able to swim because I was having only one hand to swim. And with all difficulty, I was trying my best. And I think those two people saw me and they understood the situation and they were asking for help, like those shore helpers would be there, right? So they were trying to call out them. And after struggling so much, and all of a sudden the wave came and it pushed us. I mean, I pushed Sai Praksha first to the wall and they pulled her to the other side. And then I got one more wave because by that time I was totally tired. I was not able to swim also. Again, another wave came and pushed me. I was able to get onto the wall. Then once we came out of the beach and me, Rupa and Sai Praksha were walking, and I was telling to Rupa, I was even for one time I could not think of Swami. I did not get Swami's name at all. I could not think of him. I said. Then immediately Sai Praksha said, no, Nana, I also asked Swami for help, but he did not come for help, she said. Then Rupa tried to explain her, no, see those two people standing on the wall, right? They were the ones who protected us. It's nothing but Swami. And then we decided that we won't tell my parents or her parents about this incident because we are staying far away, right? So we did not want to tell anyone about this. And we just left the matter there. I think after a month or so, my father called me up and said he got a dream. In the dream, it was like there is a vast water. He doesn't know where it is, but it was a vast water. And Sai Praksha was standing somewhere in the middle and she was crying for Amma. Then Swami came, he held her hand and come, I'll take to your mom, he said. And then he took Sai Praksha and gave to my dad. My dad and said, I will take care of your granddaughter, don't worry. He told those words to my dad. And then my dad woke up from the dream and he immediately called me that day. So again, it's like Swami came in that wave form, or those two people standing on the wall. He gave assurance to my dad that, he gave assurance to us also, that it was Swami who has taken care of our life actually. It was a second life for us that day. that Swami came and helped us. Likewise, even small things, Swami had been helping us. And I think again in 2020, during the COVID time, I got into a visa issue. The visa issue was such that I had to step out of the country and get the stamping and come back. So it was not a complete approval. So you had to go out of the country and come back. But that was high COVID time. It was I think May, June, July, that time frame. So that time the COVID was there and no one was traveling anywhere, right? And there are high chances of getting COVID. And Dhruva was only 2+ years old that time. So we were afraid to travel that time. But the thing is, I lost the job also because I'm not ready to travel. They said, no, because you cannot work for any client now, so we cannot keep you also. So I lost the job too. And I did not know what to do, and embassies were also closed that time. We did not want to travel that time, and a close friend of me, Shiva Subramanian, again, this is when I went to Bombay, the person came and helped me, right? So same way, this friend again, he helped me so much that he approached the local congressman, Shiva uncle knows. So we approached the local congressman for help. And actually they took the case and they tried to solve it. They approached my company also, but my company immigration was not ready to give the things. So that plan did not go through. And then again Shamana and Sunil Bhai from our Sai family, they also helped me contacting me to some attorneys. So I contacted the attorneys, they gave some solutions. Again, the problem was with my company, they were not ready. So finally, I had to lose the job. And then what happened was, this Shiva, my friend, he drove me all the way to the border, Texas border, to get my I-94 extended. So that was actually a risky thing. It was like, if it doesn't work out, I have to be in Mexico side and go to India from there. If it is successful, I'll be coming back. That was the kind of situation. Again, he pushed me and I went to the other side of US, went to the Mexico side, and on the way back, I got my I-94 extended. It was so much of trouble for me that I had to go through all this, taking those decisions, that time when I was speaking to the officers there was so much fear, what will happen. But by Swami's grace and my friend's grace, I could go through all that, and I got my I-94 extension and I came back. Once I came back with I-94 extension, again the next problem was finding an employer, because I lost my job. Right now I have to find my employer, and again 60 days time. So few employers they agreed to do, but until 50 days, after 50 days they told me they cannot do it. Again big companies only. And then again I did not understand. Then a friend of me suggested a small company. I'm working for that company only now still. So that employer was kind enough to take my case and file my H1, and everything was successful. And then again, the next thing was job. Again, job, few other companies who promised to do my H1, they promised to give me a job if I get my H1 thing cleared. So they were postponing, and finally I landed in the job. And the job was, I started the job on November 23rd, 2020, Swami's birthday. Swami has shown me that, okay, it is again Swami who has taken care of all these things. Though I went through all these struggles, it was again Swami's birthday that I could start my birthday on, my job on. So, likewise, at every step of our life, Swami had been taking care of us, and His love, His mercy, I would always wish for. Thank you.